Hello and welcome to my channel Here to Share. Today I would like to share with you my experience and understanding of SSL Handshake. When I started understanding SSL Handshake, I could not find any relevant document or video that would easily explain and which would be easier for a normal developer to understand, not a security person. So my video is intended for all those application integration personals, those who are trying to understand the basics of SSL. Basically, we will be using this for channel-based encryption, and my learning of SSL is when I was trying to implement EDI communication between a partner and an organization. So, without wasting much time, let us get started. I prepared this small Word document. Line by line, we'll go through and try to understand what are the basics. So, SSL handshake. The term SSL is a short form for Secure Sockets Layer, and there is also an advanced concept of SSL, that is TLS, which is Transport Layer Security. These are cryptographic protocols that provide security on the internet. These protocols basically secure the data flow between server and client. Now, in layman terms, what do we understand by server and client? So, any data repository or any information center which gives us certain information when asked for can be considered as a server. And the person who triggers the information call or who is in need of the information is the client. So in real world scenario, any URL that we request from a web browser, whether it is a Google Chrome browser, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, etc., is a client. And the URL that we are triggering to is the server URL, which has been provided to us by the server. For example, if we would like to use the social networking site Facebook from a Chrome browser, we would log into www.facebook.com. So in this case, Chrome is the client and Facebook, which is the provider of the URL. And in turn, when we log into Facebook, we will get all the information and the facilities provided to us by Facebook is the server. Now, in the modern world, internet security is a big topic and is a big case of concern where every transaction is moving towards the internet, and Internet of Things is coming up very fast. We have connected cars, we have connected devices, and everything is moving towards connectivity. Now, whenever we say connectivity, the connection is basically established using internet. Now, whenever data is flowing over the internet, internet is a public thing. We do not have any restriction over the internet. So, to establish a proper way of communicating and transmitting of data, that is from the recipient, from the server to the recipient or the other way, we need an established secure communication channel. So basically there are two types of encryptions. One is data level encryption and one is the channel level encryption. So just to understand the basic of data level encryption, it is when we secure the data and not the path that we use to send the data. For that we use in normal PGP encryption using 1.43 bouncy castle library. But today we are not going to speak about the data level encryption. Rather, we are going to speak about the channel level encryption, where we are securing the path through which the data is flowing. So there are a number of steps in which we can secure the channel. So before we get into the details, I would like to first discuss the two ways in which we can perform this channel level encryption. One is one-way SSL and the other is two-way SSL. So by the name only we can get the understanding that in one-way SSL, the security level is a bit more than basic, or we might say that it is, in technical terms, from the server side itself, that is being used by the client. And in two-way SSL, it is from both. The client will provide its certificate to the server will provide its certificate to the client, and both will be validated using a certificate authority or CA signed authority. So let us first get into the SSL one-way handshake, and I will not try to make it more complex. I like to keep it as simple as possible, and I would suggest every viewer of this video to do your own due diligence and read as much as it is possible, because being a middleware personnel, whenever we increase, uh, we move up the ladder, these are the very basic things which I feel that we should be knowing. We should have a complete answer, and there is no second chance of security breach. If there is a PII level data and there is a security breach, there is no coming back from there. It is hazardous, and it is very uh, it is the dead end of the organization if the data is leaked. So let us get into the details. So the first step that we have between a client and the server uh, establishing the connectivity is the client side hello. That is the client side hello dummy message. So with the dummy message, the client sends three basic information to the server, that is SSL or TLS version, which is the version that we are using. The latest version of SSL is 3.0 and TLS is 1.3. And then we have the cryptographic algorithms. Sorry for my pronunciation mistake. And the third is data compression method. So once the client sends the three information to the server then responds back with a list of details to the client. There are four details in general. The first is the cryptographic algorithm chosen by the server from the list that the client provided. The second is the session ID. Each session will have its own session ID. So whenever the client sends a request to the server, that is considered as a session, and unless that session is open, it will have a single session ID. Once that session ends and it starts again, we will have a new session ID. Okay, so the third point is server side digital certificate, and the fourth is the server's public key. Now we will get into the details of what is server side digital certificate, what is the use, and why public key. The third step is client connects to server certificate. Sorry for the honking, I live nearby a railway station. Client connects to the server certificate authority to check the authenticity. Now in the second step, we have seen that as a response from the server, we get back a digital certificate from the server side. Now to understand whether the certificate is authentic or it is not sent by some malicious hacker, what the client does is it contacts the signing authority of the certificate, the organization which provided the certificate, and checks for the authenticity. Once the authenticity is proven, then the trusted connection is established with the server. Then step 4 is the client key is then exchanged, encrypting it with server's provided public key, which we saw in step 2, where it sent us the first response with 4 details. Now step 5 is the client sends completion message. So this is basically a string message which is encrypted using the shared key. This is just to test whether the encryption is established both way or not. So from the client side, this is the last step. Once this is sent, then in the 6th step, the server, this would be the server, this is a mistake over here, just a minute. Server responds with a completion message, encrypting it with the same shared key. The server side setup is also complete now. So the theoretical understanding was this, and now I have a small picture which depicts the same. So the picture is self-explanatory. If there are any questions, please post it in the comment section. I will try my best to answer those. Now I would like to put in a technical detail over here is the one-way SSL handshake uses the TCP port number 444. And the other way, as we said, that the other one is two-way SSL. So in two-way SSL, what happens is most of the steps remain the same. The major difference that I think we should know as a middleware person is in two-way SSL, both the server side and the client side has their respective certificates exchanged and configured before establishing or before sending the first message. So I have not got into the step-by-step details of this, but each and every step you can consider is almost the same. I just have a small pictorial representation of this where we see that both sides, the server certificates and the client certificate, are being validated at the certificate authority by the certificate authority. And another small technical detail is the two-way SSL handshake uses 443 TCP port. So when first I came across this concept, it was very difficult for me to digest in one go. So I would suggest, after you watch this video, do your due diligence and post your comments and questions in the comment section. I will try my best to answer your question with the best of my understanding. Thank you very much for your time and stay safe. It is a very difficult time that we are going through. Stay safe, stay motivated, motivate people around you, and we will get through, hopefully. Surely we'll get through. Thank you. Bye.